Hey, everybody. Happy Friday. It's Pam with Perfectly Holistic, and we are back for some energy testing live on some lucky kitties who entered earlier this week. So, if you are watching tonight, let me know where you guys are from. Drop a comment in the chat where you're hailing from. I'd love to say hi to you, and we'll give you guys time to, get online and following along. Hey, Teresa, nice to see you. I can't wait to check on your sweet baby girl tonight. So she's on my list. Um, we've got 5 sweet kitties, and we're going to be starting here in just a second. So, hi, Susan, Long Beach, California. Oh, sweet Mia. How is Mia doing? Hey, Tabitha. Hugs to Lou and Mo. You're probably doing some home improvement project or DIY. You are just so incredibly talented. I'm so impressed. Um, let's see. How's y'all's day been? The week is over. It's the weekend. Yay. Hope you guys have had a great week. Oh, she's good. I'm so happy to hear that. Yeah, it's been a very busy week over here. I have to tell you guys a quick story while people are still coming on. So my view is outside the front of the front yard, and there's a tree. And I hung a bird feeder on the tree, and I feel like I'm competing with Rodney Habib's bird farm because now there are just like birds flocking everywhere around the tree, and my cats love to sit in the actual windowsill. I have the window open, and so the birds sometimes come and sit on the ledge of the windowsill, which, oh my gosh, it's the best cat TV ever. So it's just been so fun watching the birds and watching the cats watch the birds. So anyway, it's been really fun. And then if you haven't seen my videos about the resident bunny who lives here, her name is Olive. And hey, Teresa. Hey, Danielle. So yeah, she's a little wild cottontail that I'm pretty convinced now lives underneath the deck outside because I see the little entry holes that she's kind of carved, the path, the worn path. And so she's outside right now, sitting in the grass, looking at me, or she did a second ago, and I leave out little treats for her, like kale or some carrots. Hey, Laura Lee. And today I also put some microgreens. I bought some microgreens at the grocery store. So I put a little, like a tablespoon or so of microgreens with some chopped up kale. So hoping she will go find her dinner. But anyway, she's just the cutest thing. And everybody was outside together yesterday. And it was so fun because she was over to one side and the cats didn't even know she was in the yard, but she was just over there eating and just hanging out while we were all outside on the patio. So anyway, it was really fun. I love her. And I love having a wild bunny in my backyard. I don't know about you guys. It's just really cool. Hey, Vicky. Hey, Laura Lee. Um, okay, Laura Lee, I'll put you like last or something. So that's no problem at all. All right. So we are going to start. Let me see who's here. Okay, so Alicia and Athena, you guys are first up. And let me just recap real quick, just muscle testing in general. Remember, muscle testing taps into the body's own energy and innate wisdom. And I use a pendulum, which is called an ideomotor response. So that I'm getting responses to my questions from the muscles in my fingertips, from the questions that I ask when the pendulum swings yes or no. So it gives me a yes or no answer. And the stimulus is the question that I'm asking or inquiring about, or you can also make statements and things like that too. It does not diagnose, treat, or cure. So let me just put that out there right now. I'm not diagnosing, treating, or curing an illness or disease or condition, but I'm just giving some insight into what may be going on to help you narrow in on what to focus on. Where the body might have weakness or some dis-ease or needs extra support. And so anyway, it's very, very interesting how accurate this is. So we are going to Sorry about that. Technical difficulties when you swipe the screen. Okay, so we are going to start with Alicia and Athena. I'm just going to read what you sent me so people kind of know what we're looking for here. Okay, so her kitty, and she's so cute. Her name is Athena, and my biggest concern with her is her emotional health. She's always so irritated, grumpy, and stressed. I worry for her health. It doesn't help that she loves dry food and refuses to eat a healthy raw diet. So in a perfect world, she'd be happy and stress-free and eat solely raw diet. If I can't get her to eat the most optimal food for her health, I want to at least make sure she's emotionally healthy. Totally agree 100%. Cats who eat dry food may, in most cases, have a block to wet food, especially if they absolutely refuse to eat wet food. So they can have a block to wet, but they can also have an addiction to the sugar from the dry food, from all the starches. So with energy work that I do, I'm able to clear sugar as a stressor. I'm able to clear the opioid receptor site that resonates with that good feeling that she gets from eating kibble. So based on what resonates tonight, if you are interested in doing some further work with me, that's probably what I would recommend so that we can get some clearing done. Tonight isn't going to be anything about clearing. It's just kind of giving you some direction to go. So I have her picture here in front of me, and so I'm basically going to ask her, okay, emotional, let's start with emotional stuff. So are there emotional blocks with Athena tonight? And I'm getting a big yes. So that's definitely a positive. Let's understand, are there, tell me if you, okay, let's see. Yeah. Okay, tell me if you can see me again now, because I hit the wrong button a while ago. So yeah, we're off. I should be back on there, right? Give me a little thumbs up or let me know if you guys can see, because I am on. I think I'm on. Anywho, okay, so checking in to see with Lacey. Have there been any like major stressful events in her life since you noticed this type of emotional behavior? I would go back to when you first started seeing that with her. So that being the case, let's see here. I am scrolling over to, because I'm definitely finding some emotional blocks. Let's find out if there are environmental stressors with you. Yes. Are people stressors? Yes. Are pets stressors? Yes. So that makes sense because she's living with grandparents and 3 other cats. So, are there particular proteins that are stressors for her? No. Is dry food a stressor? Yes. Does sugar resonate? Yes. Does opioid receptor site resonate? Yes. Does wet food resonate as a stressor? Yes. So there you go. She's got a block to wet food and she only wants the sugar. Makes a lot of sense. Let's see what else on here. Does she have a block to raw food? Yes. And that goes back to the whole taste bud thing. So we can definitely work together and get those stressors released, get those blocks released and cleared. So, and clear that whatever emotions come up. So that's where I would start, and just go back and try to figure out how long the problem has been going on or her behavior has been like that. And if there was like a trigger that you can think of, was it a move? Was it, you said you're separated right now. So was it when you left her with her grandparents, or was this happening before that? Was there other stress going on in your life that maybe she was picking up on? So that all those things can factor in. So I would just kind of think back and see if you can figure out maybe where it started, what those triggers were. Okay. Moving on. I'm kind of afraid. I have one of those laptops, where you don't have a mouse, you just swipe across. I'm afraid I'm going to turn the camera off again. Hang on. Let me go back to there we go. Okay. So we are going to bring in Sandra, which I have. So, hi, Sandra. How are
Hi.
you?
Good, thanks.
Good. How is your girl doing?
She's good.
She's good. That's awesome. Okay. So I'm going to go back and read the email that you sent me.
Sure.
Okay, so from time to time, she throws up her food after she eats. It is the same food, and 99% of the time, there is no problem. But about 1% or less, she throws up the food right after eating it. That's called regurgitation. Why is this? What can I do to help? It's not sickness. She is always hungry and wants a different dry cat food soon after. Yeah, you've had her for a really long time.
Yep,
And
18.
yeah, she's been around for a while. So is she on? I know you've worked with a lot of different types of food. So is it just dry food that she wants to eat, or is it wet food too?
No, she likes the wet food, and mostly I only give her the dry cat food, maybe a half a teaspoon at night before she goes to bed. And the rest of the time, she only has wet cat food, raw as possible.
Yeah, right.
And she likes it. I do put a little bit of spirulina in it to both my cats
Yep.
because they seem to like it. It gives them some green and
Mhm.
they seem healthier for it. And my previous cat who passed away at age 19, I sort of got him off being a diabetic. He got off of insulin, everything just from the spirulina. So
Mhm.
I've been giving it to them and they seem to like it, but all of a sudden, and sometimes she'll throw up after the dry cat food and sometimes she'll throw up after the wet cat food. But it's like 1% of the time. And I
Right.
can't pick out why. After Peach passed away last year, she does cry a lot at night
Okay.
after he passed away.
Yeah.
But she's been throwing up for a long time, this very rare throwing up. So it's not just since Peach died.
Right, right, right. Um, you said she cries a lot at night. Is there a possibility that her thyroid, it's a thyroid issue?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, that's something I'm gonna see if that resonates. And I'm going to try to be really brave here and see if I can share my screen. Um, sharing screen. Oh yeah, it's easier with two monitors. Well, I don't have two monitors. Let's see. Um, okay. So let me see. And I am going to switch over here to her picture. I know you sent me. There she is. Okay. So, all right. So we want to know why she's regurgitating. Is it the food quality? Is it the protein? Is it the food itself? No. Is there there's some emotional issue? Um, Is esophagus resonate? No. No. Does pancreas resonate with her? Pancreas is coming up. So food sensitivity, I'm getting a positive for a food sensitivity. Is it
Okay.
protein? No. Is it dry? It's something in the dry. That doesn't surprise me. Do emotions resonate with you? Yes. Does thyroid is coming up? So given the fact that she is 18 years old, that would not surprise me. So yeah, I would have her thyroid checked and just see if something is out of balance there.
She's always been a very high strung cat
Mm-hmm.
when I got her 18 years ago.
Right.
And she doesn't like going to the doctor at all.
Well,
She
no
really freaks out.
I don't like going to the doctor either, so I can appreciate I can appreciate that. That's why I go to a natural doctor and I'm relaxed. But any kind of other regular doctor, yeah, I don't like being there. So yeah, I would have her thyroid checked because sometimes thyroid can cause regurgitation, vomit, things like that. And
Is there a natural thing that can help it? Because I hate to put her on medicine.
yeah, well, it doesn't mean that she's necessarily needs the methimazole. But there are herbal supplements that, let's see, Thyroid Gold. Thyroid Support Gold by Pet Wellbeing is testing really well for her.
Okay.
And is methimazole necessary at this time? It might be. I'm getting a yes, but maybe a low dose. And they actually make it like where you can put it like a gel in the ear. You might have to do a little bit of both.
Okay.
Just to kind of that way you don't have to go all meds, but just give her some natural support as well. Because the crying at night, that was like a red flag for me. And
the crying's only happened since Peach passed away.
Right. And there could, like I said, there's some emotional stuff going on there as well. And there could be some old grief that's kind of subconscious with her. But the fact that thyroid does resonate, I think you're looking at two different things.
Okay.
Possibly so. So that's.
But the food is fine that I'm giving her?
It wasn't the raw food that's bothering her. It's the dry.
And the dry is bothering her?
The dry was bothering her. That was coming up as a stressor. And then I was also going to say, hold on, lost my train of thought. Oh, I was going to ask you, does she eat quickly? Does she like scarf it down?
She does.
Okay. Because that can also be why she regurgitates too. Because when they eat too fast,
She does everything fast.
Let's check one more thing. Let's check and see. Is leptin hormone resonate? Okay, so leptin hormone is the hormone in the body that tells the brain. It's the communication between the stomach and the brain that says, I'm full. And when that is out of balance energetically, we feel hungry all the time. Cats can feel hungry all the time. They want to eat because their brain doesn't know that their stomach is full. So when that's
and she's very thin. I'm not very thin, but she's not fat by any stretch of the imagination.
Right. So the leptin hormone is off, and that can create like this sense that I need to eat because I'm hungry. But that can also go back to thyroid because they can eat and their metabolism is just running so high that they're not able to keep the weight on.
Yeah, she runs a lot. She's always done that. She just runs around the house just to entertain herself.
Yeah,
but she's always done that.
Yes. So that's pretty typical of hyperthyroidism. I would just go check it.
Okay.
And then know that there are some natural stuff you can do to support the thyroid.
Okay.
So it doesn't progress. And then fish, like cats with thyroid issues, don't do well with seafood because it has BPA, a naturally occurring BPA. So you're probably not feeding her seafood anyway since you're doing raw. But that would be something that to consider. Just in the back of your mind, like try to avoid any seafood with it.
Is it like chicken is better than beef is better than duck or something like that? Does any of that matter?
Not necessarily. I don't think so. In my opinion, I would say no. As long as the protein tests well for her, and I didn't get a protein that was off causing issues with her.
Okay.
It was more dry.
Okay.
So yeah, I would look at that. And to slow her eating down, you could try a licky mat. Have you ever tried a licky mat?
I don't know what that is.
Okay, Google licky mat, and it's like these looks like a little placemat with like all these ridges and things in it that you can put the food on that makes them slow down and get their tongue down into the ridges and grooves that makes them slow down the way they eat.
Because she only throws up right after she eats. It's not like an hour later she throws up. That never happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
So
just
she's
like she
regurgitating.
quickly. She was so excited, and then it.
Yeah. And here it comes.
Yeah. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
seconds later, if
Yes.
it happens.
Yeah. So I would try a licky mat. I
Okay.
would try, you can even use, like a muffin tin.
Uh-huh.
Like, okay, put a little dab in several of the tins to spread out her food. So she has to slow down and eat one at a time.
Okay.
I learned that from Dr. Koski, Marcy
Okay.
Koski. So that's another way we can make them slow down when they eat. So it can be just they're eating too fast,
She does.
and her leptin hormone is out, which kind of probably perpetuates that I'm hungry. Let me eat my food like now, So
And she's very picky. Like there's some things she just doesn't like.
yeah. Well, and there could be some emotional imprints on some foods that she doesn't like as much, and that could be.
And she was abandoned as a baby, but I got her when she was 2 months old.
Right. It's probably not. Well, it could be but she probably doesn't even remember that. You know what I mean?
She
She's
was found under some garbage in back of a restaurant is where the shelter found her.
right.
She had just been born, so she wasn't with her mom anytime.
Wow. Well, she has you.
Yes, I'm her mom.
Your mom. Lucky girl.
We're lucky together.
That's right. That's right. So yeah, that's where I would start. Does that help give you some places to start?
Very much. Thank you.
Okay. You are so welcome. I'm glad you're here.
Me too.
Okay. All right. Sorry, hit the wrong button again. I'm gonna need to figure out a new setup. Okay, so you guys, I am gonna go in and find hang tight. I'm gonna go get the next kitty. And okay. Okay. Let me know if you guys can see. Okay, so Teresa is next. Teresa, do you want to chat or do you want to go on video? You can just put it in the chat and tell me. Whatever you want to do is fine. I can send you a link if necessary. Okay, awesome. All right, so I need to pull up the photo. Cleo. 1 second. I have to go into my list. Here we go. Cleo, Cleo, Cleo. There she is. Okay. Okay, so Cleo. Pull this up now. Let me go see what. So okay, she's been doing really well on her insulin. And then it went back up. And she's the thirst and crying at the bowl. I suspect kidney, but that's not quite a yes or no. Is it kidney? Is it glucose? Okay, so she cries near the water bowl before or after drinking. And I know that she's done that for a while. She's pawing at her ears. She's diabetic and was regulated, but her blood sugar recently went up. Okay, my first question is, did you change any food, any protein, any cans, any brand? So that would be my first question as far as the blood sugar fluctuating thing. No change in the food. Okay. is, okay, let me test. Okay, I've got her picture. So the spike in blood sugar, is this due to pancreatic dysfunction? No, it's not related to that. Is it something in food? No. Is it related to an organ? No. Is it related to stress of some kind? It's a stress. Is this an emotional stress, a physical stress? Physical stress. And let me see. Going through some charts here. So Cleo. It was some sort of a stress. Has anything changed in your routine or in her routine other than Binky? And can you tie when it started, like how recently did it start, and was there anything that stood out as an event or a stress at that time? So I'm just looking at her chat right now. Nothing that you can think of. Okay. Let me see if I can think of how to ask a question. So we want to know if the spike in blood sugar, is it due to an environmental stressor? Is it a sound? Is it a smell? Is it an emotion? Is it a person? Is it a routine? Is it... She's always been really challenging to figure out why these spikes is... can you give me an idea of a question to ask? Because you have more experience with dealing with diabetic cats than me. So I'm trying to figure out, is it due to a body system? No. Is it due to an organ? Is it due to a gland? Yes. We know it's pancreas. Is there a neurotransmitter? No. Is there cells? This is external stress. I am not sure. I just be real honest with you guys. Can you describe in a sentence what you mean by bounce? Was the blood sugar spike, was this simply a bounce? I'm getting yes, but I don't know. I don't have a way to reference that. So could you drop like that in a sentence or describe what a bounce might be? Is it due to the dose? It's not due to a dose. When it goes low, okay, I see what you're saying. So did it go low and then go too high? Or did you notice when you were testing her that it did drop too low? Okay. So it's probably just trying to compensate. The body knows how to balance itself. And so it does say that there was a stress involved, and maybe the stress was simply that it just got too low. I know you're really, really careful about her meal timing. Is it a possibility that she just didn't eat enough at a certain time? Okay, she says, but it's been not going quite so high until recently. Okay. So is it possible that this was due to meal timing? I'm getting a yes when I ask about meal timing. But you know your whole schedule better than me. And I know she used to eat very small amounts at a time, which so maybe she just wasn't eating or isn't eating enough. Let's see any hormones resonating with her. I'm getting a yes. Is there one hormone or is there two hormones? So one is insulin, yes, and the second hormone is it cortisol? No, it's somatostatin. There's another hormone. Hormones in this column, this column, this column. Is it my fingers? Between my fingers. Between my fingers. Is it? Thyroid stimulating hormone comes up, or TSH. I think it's thyroid. TSH hormone energetically may be a little bit out of balance. So it's possible that something was that caused it to be off a little bit. She doesn't always eat when I'm not here. Yeah. So I would just keep monitoring that and do the best you can with the schedule and see if in time it just kind of balances itself out again, because you've been so good about that. And then let's see the water bowl, crying near the water bowl before or after drinking and pawing at her ears. Okay, so let's talk about those. Okay, water bowl. Is the water a stressor? No. Okay, is the bowl a stressor? The bowl, and I know we've talked about this in the past too, something about the bowl. Is it what the water is in? No. Is it the location? Something with the location. And I think you've said in the past you've had a couple bowls. So, okay, so going back to your comment, I was suspecting thyroid off. So it might be. It might be if TSH resonates. That I believe that is thyroid stimulating hormone. So possibly. Let's see. Kidneys resonate with her. Yeah, kidneys. But doesn't she's been struggling with kidneys? I think for a while, right? Is kidney a new thing? No, it's not a new thing. Okay. So water bowl. Water bowl. Location. Is it the type? Is it the bowl the water is in? No. Is it the? I'm getting location. I'm getting a yes when I say location. So I don't think she likes where it is, or is it the height of the bowl? Nope, it's not that. It's something about where it's located. Is it easily accessed? Well, I gotta know, but I know you've played around with locations for the water bowl, so not quite sure. But she's trying to tell you something about the location of the bowl. So that's where I would go with that. And then the itchy ears. Can you see anything? Is there redness inside of her ears? Susan, good question. Is the water bowl too close to the food? No, I'm not getting a yes on that. So the question is moving on to the ears, is there redness inside the ears? Are we talking out? And you notice anything on the outside of the ears? Okay. Ears. Is this a parasite? Not a parasite. Is this a food sensitivity? I'm getting food. Foods can cause itchy ears. So let's see. Is candida? Nope, not candida. Fungus? No. It's food. It's a food sensitivity. Hey Madison, tell me the main proteins that she's currently been eating, and we can kind of rule some things out for you. Chicken, duck, and turkey. Okay. Is chicken a stressor? Yes, chicken. Is duck? No. Is turkey? No. It's the chicken. So can she? I know she used to eat beef, right? Beef is stressor for her. Is beef in her heart? Beef is testing well if you wanted to replace the chicken with beef. So I would take her off chicken. Or we could do we could work together, do some energy work, and clear chicken as a stressor too. So help rebalance that, and that will stop the itchy ears. So yeah, that's where I would start as far as that goes. Do you have any other questions about that? Okay, awesome. All right, thank you. So we are gonna move to Laura Lee. I'm so glad you're here. And her kitty is Prudence. And I'm gonna pull her picture up. Oh, she's a beautiful black kitty. Oh, the face. Okay, so let me go look at your comment. Okay, so this is Prudence. She was being bullied by her siblings and moved upstairs with my resident cats. She is doing better, but doesn't seem to be gaining any weight. We are still learning to get along with the other cats. Started on raw and supplements, but need help as to what else she might need. So my first question is, she's not gaining weight. Is she underweight? Is she not eating enough? So can you expand on that? Like, are you trying to help her gain weight? Is that the problem? Okay, she did lose weight when she was downstairs. Okay. And she stopped grooming. Okay, so that means she just didn't feel good. So how is her eating habit now that she's eating constantly? Okay. And she's not being bothered by the other kitties while she's eating. She's off kibble. Okay, good. Okay. So let's see. Are there emotional blocks? Yes. Are there foods as stressors? No. She goes into a dog crate to eat because she still eats wet. Okay. Okay. Well, does she act hungry all the time? Yes. Okay. So is leptin hormone off? There you go. So leptin hormone, that's the hormone again that tells the brain when the stomach is full, and they can act hungry all the time. Does thyroid resonate? Nope. So leptin is off. Are there any food sensitivity? No. Body systems resonating, any organs resonating. I'm not getting anything there. So let's talk about environmental. Are there, well, let's go back to glands. Any glands resonating? No. Okay. So we know leptin is a little out of balance, and environmental stressors, I'm getting a yes, and cats, of course, cats are stressors. Let's see. Is there one cat? No. Are there two cats? Are there three? Three? Does that make sense? Three kitties that may kind of bother her. She licks the fireplace stones. I put her on trace minerals. Yeah, that's smart. So licking the fireplace. Are you missing minerals? Yeah, that was smart. She is. Is there one mineral you're deficient in? Yes. Is it calcium, magnesium? Is it copper? Nope. Is it, oh, help me out with minerals, you guys. Is phosphorus? Nope. Manganese? Nope. Totally drawing a blank. One definitely, maybe two cats. Okay. There's definitely mineral. I would just need to pull up my list of all the minerals that cats require and just go through and figure out which one. But I'm glad you have a supplement, a trace minerals, because that is definitely gonna help. Okay, so let's check. Besides cats, is the crate a stressor? No. Okay, so that's good. Let me check one other thing I thought of. My base imprints. So I'm just checking some base imprints here. So for Prudence, is there any base imprint on here? Yes. Is there one? Are there two? So is it between my fingers? Between my fingers? Is it between my fingers? Is it bacteria? Is it biofilm? Is it lime? Is it mold? Mold, fungus, candida come up. So that's interesting. Mitochondrial imprint, vagus nerve, sympathetic nervous system, parasympathetic nervous system, and mold, fungus, candida. So let's test, is mold resonating? No. Is fungus? Is candida? Candida. Could we use colostrum? Put her on some colostrum. Her candida levels are out of balance. Try that. Yeah, that's interesting. Maybe that would help. She came up with an attitude. She likes to sleep in the crate. She came up hissing and growling at all, especially Bodhi. Yeah, well, Bodhi. We all know about Bodhi. So yeah, I would check. I would start with, let's check microbiome out of balance. Yeah, so now I would put her on some colostrum. So like 4 weeks, longer than 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 8 weeks, 8 weeks, once a day for 8 weeks, and just see if we can balance some of that out. Anytime there's dysresonance in the microbiome, it can impede digestion, affect the absorption of nutrients, and so that could possibly be why she's not gaining weight. Actually, I carry colostrum in my store. If you look under immune support, there is a colostrum product there for pets you can look at. She has great bowel movements. Good. So yeah, I would look at that. And we could work on her energetically and clear some emotional blocks and the cats around her as stressors with those relationships, and get her leptin hormone back into balance energetically. So that's where I would start. Was there anything else I missed on your question? Is the raw food in her highest and best good? Yes. So yeah, and the food is good. I just think you've got some microbiome issues and emotional stuff obviously going on. That's where I would start. So B12, is B12 in her highest and best good? Excellent. Is Oxycat? Yes. Is Catalyst? Yes. All great stuff. So yeah, you're doing all that right. Okay. All right, is there any other question for that? If not, then I'm going to move on to Miss Tabitha and Lou. Okay, yay. Okay, so we have one more to go. Tabitha, and if you want to chat, for questions and conversation, we can, or I can send you a link. So it's up to you if you want to get on video screen. Oh, I think you said you would just chat, right? Okay, so I'm reading. She says, Lou has been struggling with constipation. I'm guessing it's the instinct chicken freeze-dried raw I'm using in his treats. Poor baby is really having a hard time pooping. It ends up on the floor and it's rock hard. Yeah. 2 nights ago, she also threw up everything she's eaten for dinner. Jane Adrian suggested coconut oil, which I tried. She's not a fan. So let's see. Your sweet baby, Blue. I'm guessing it's food sensitivity and constipation. There she is, pretty girl. Okay, so oh, you sent me a follow-up email. I got an easy one. And what the heck did she eat this time? Okay, I'm afraid to swipe the screen. I'm gonna like cut myself off again. So give me just a second. Let's start with food. Are there food sensitivities? Yes. Okay, is chicken a stressor? Yes. So time to switch the protein. Is there more than one protein that's a stressor? No. Okay, so chicken. It's root cause of the constipation. Is it food sensitivity? Yeah. Okay, and intestines resonate, yes. And colon, yes. That's not uncommon. And let's see, endothelial cells, no. So are you also, or have you tried pumpkin or coconut chips as fiber? I think she's going to need a little fiber as well. Fiber is testing really, really well for her, along with changing her protein and just keeping extra hydration. Let me go in and see if I can find your follow-up. Oh, that may be challenging. Okay, let's see. I actually swiped, you guys, and did not clear myself off the screen. Huh, yay. We're getting there. Okay, so I'm reading your follow-up email. While scooping a few days ago, I noticed what looked like hair. Lou likes to eat your hair in the morning, so I didn't think much about it, but I just now scooped again and noticed 2 segments were hanging together. Okay, so long, shiny, almost stringy stuff, like tinsel. Okay. I searched all over the house for what possibly she could have eaten. Can't find anything. She's a huge kleptomaniac and loves to dig stuff out of the trash cans. Of course she does. Okay, so maybe it wasn't the food. Well, I'm definitely finding chicken as a stressor, but of course, you know, if they're eating bad stuff that's not food at the same time, then that can definitely be foreign object issues. So ask if it is a foreign object. I think she ate something she shouldn't have. Are you concerning the constipation? Could it be related to a foreign object? I think that's what you're asking. So is the constipation due to eating foreign object? I'm getting a big no, strong no. Is raw food a stressor? No. Is chicken, just chicken. So, okay, and let's also ask if there are emotional blocks. No emotional blocks, so that's really good. Hormones, no. Neurotransmitters, somatostatin. Somatostatin is a hormone involved with the digestion process. It works in the intestinal tract. So that's out of balance. So that kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? It kind of reinforces the whole GI tract out of balance. Let's see if we need to add something to microbiome support. Yes, polarity. No, that's okay. So adding fiber source. Sometimes raw food doesn't provide enough fiber for cats, so you have to add that in, and it doesn't hurt to switch that up too. So pumpkin, acacia fiber, coconut chips, psyllium husk, anything like that. Just even if it's 3 times a week, just to keep them regular. I have one of my cats just the other day. I mean, she seemed a little constipated. I kept finding little pellets like in the house that will like drop off or something. And I just had to clear her tonight for duck. Duck was a stressor for her. So I'm thinking that that's connected now that we're doing this. And they get fiber like 3 times a week, if I remember. So I would change the protein, Tabitha, for now. As far as eating foreign objects, is this due to something missing in her diet? Yes, I'm getting a yes there. Is it a vitamin? No. Is it a mineral? Yes. Is it copper? Copper. It's copper. Beef kidney, beef liver, or you could do a multivitamin, or check the what's the word I'm looking for? Check the label. I don't remember if you home make your food, or if you buy it commercial, but copper is missing here. And I have another client who has a history of pica, and we traced it back to inadequate copper levels in his diet. He was eating the cat litter, and that was like a big red flag warning for cats who are low in copper. So let's check one other thing, because it just made me think of something else. Okay. There's a homeopathic remedy called cuprum metallicum, which is basically copper. And you could add the cuprum metallicum 30C. Would you need 1 dose, 2 doses, 3 doses? So let's see. Do you need it daily consecutive doses? Do you need weekly dose? So once a day. Okay, you could try cuprum metallicum 30C, 1 dose a day for 3 days, and see how that goes. Oh, use Easy Complete. Yep. Okay. Which is a great product for sure. Try the cuprum metallicum and just see if we can let the body regulate itself, and see that. I would start there, since you're using good stuff. Switch to a beef mixture, instead of because I think most of their stuff at Easy Complete is chicken based. So maybe a beef meat with that, and see if that helps. And maybe add a little bit of beef liver. You can find it at the grocery store. Just mix in a little bit, maybe just add a little extra. I love what I've learned from smart people like Dr. Becker is that when you give the cats a food source for their vitamins and minerals, or their herbs or whatever, their body would use whatever it needs, and you don't have to worry about overdosing or giving too much of something, versus when you actually give like a supplement of, like, I don't know, zinc, So food is great if you can get the vitamins and minerals and stuff, and you trace minerals and all that from food sources, versus having to supplement, but it doesn't mean you can't supplement too. So that's just interesting. I think you could use the Easy Complete, Tabitha, but just switch the protein to beef or pork, or turkey. I don't see why you wouldn't be able to use that. And no duck for Mo, no chicken for Lou. Well, is there, maybe Mo's been off duck for long enough? I don't remember. So usually after they've been off of it for a little while, you can reintroduce it. So you could try that for sure. Okay. Do you have any other questions regarding Lou? Because if not, that is going to wrap our session up today. Let's see. The stringy stuff you found was gold. You know, bright, shiny objects. I think some cats are just attracted to bright, shiny objects. Okay, so Lacey says the Honest Kitchen has a really great bowel supplement that helps with constipation. It's called Herbal Digestive Supplement. It helps support stool consistency and bowel health. Awesome. Good to know. Okay. Well, yay. If does anybody have any other questions before we wrap up? If so, drop them in the chat. And thank you guys for participating tonight and letting me check your babies for you. Oh, Madison, you can always go back and listen to the recording if you missed the beginning, because these will be posted on our YouTube and Facebook pages. So no problem there. So, okay. Well, you guys have a great rest of your weekend. And we'll do this again maybe next month or definitely in May for sure. And in the meantime, if you have other questions, reach out to me, Pam at Perfectly Holistic. And thank you again. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk soon. Bye, you guys.